slaves. But that's not the point. The point is they're on their way to damn ruination like every other asshole in the prison until you put something in their head. It's about you. And America has this policy, save the child, but don't save the adult. Now, anybody know if a child got a fucked up adult, a child grows up a schizoid. You got people, man, you got children that's genius, but their parents was fucked up and they cannot break the cycle. They fucked up in the head. You see what I'm saying? Look, we got 4 friends that we grew up with, and their parents, the mothers left them down to be raised with the grandmother, and they went back up north, but the mothers had like big time jobs and lived a damn a Mary Tyler Moore life. You know, you gonna make it, but they doing this shit up there and the children down south. And them, and to this date, all them damn brothers, there's 3 of them, especially the males, all of them fucked up. One boy is 39, this boy, he's graduated college, he got a $50,000 a year job, and he can't keep a goddamn girl a date. And if this girl wants him, she got to make like she don't want him. And then he'll be with her. But soon as she shows any type of thing that she wants him, she's out the door. But he don't keep a girl a damn week if she likes him. If we tell her, well, you know, you can't like him. Because if you like him, you gone. He cutting your ass loose tomorrow. Crazy. So my point is, it's you. It's not the children, it's you. I believe the children know you the future. The future is always now. If you don't take care of shit now, it ain't going to be in the future. That's what they keep doing. The future never gets here. Because you're always in the damn present. Which is the future. So it's not you. So automatically, they cut your conscience off. Because the white man understands that he can give you something to look forward to. He has already eliminated the space between you and that time that you're looking forward to do some shit. Based on your career, based on your child growing up, based on some insurance policy when you're 65, all that bullshit. And that is to suspend consciousness so he can have another day to kick you in the ass. But the time is now. That's how he does things on mind control. You look into the future, you look into YK2 when this shit is now. You worried about how you going to get into the damn year 2000 and the shit is now. 2000 been here. You see what I'm saying? And that's the way he does this stuff. You see, that's a part of mind control. Mind control in the United States. Very key at this particular time. So if you also get the book of E. Wallace Budge book, Tutankhamun, Omonism and Optimism, you will see a picture of Osiris in there, Osea up in there, but he got a twa head, a little short pygmy man. So it proves that the ultimate God is a little black man, got a little nappy head. They don't show you that picture. They only printed it one time in E. Wallace Budge's book, Tutankhamun, Omonism, and Optimism. It's in that particular book. Recapping what I said yesterday, the gates of Zion is the pineal gland, the pituitary gland, and the hypothalamus gland, which is the pearly gates. You see what I'm saying? Which is the pearly gates. The north, they say that the evil comes from the north. That's in the Kabbalah, which is the north gate. So that evil is the pineal gland, the enemy of God. I know that's hard to say, because your concept of God is, you know, but it's talking of, that's Lucifer. The pineal gland is actually Lucifer. The stone that fell from Lucifer's crown is called the philosopher's stone. You will find there's a stone that fell from Lucifer's crown. That's the black dot, is what that is actually talking about. That's the black dot. Which now taps into this Solomon thing. Because Solomon and Osiris is one and the same. Solomon was never a historical figure. The Hebrews were nothing but Typhonian Egyptians or Hyksos, but they were a group of Egyptians. See, what happened was, which I was explaining him today, most of the historians thought that the Hyksos invaded Kemet. Well, how the hell you going to have some people, a couple of little niggas on a horse coming and invade the world power? That's like a few damn crackers coming in on a horse going to take over damn D.C. Shit ain't happening. You see, that baffled people to this day. Massey was the only person to get it right. Massey, Albert Church Ward, Alvin Boyd Kuhn, and Evil Lindsay Stratton, which is his particular group of people. They got it right, especially in Book of the Beginnings, Volume 2, that the Hyksos, or the Shepherd Kings, were a group of Egyptians, a group of Camites that was living there in Egypt. There was a coup d'etat and took over the government. They were Typhonian Egyptians, mainly your Ethiopian stock. They were See, you got dynastic. And the dynastic people come in and they overthrow the pre-dynastic people. So the Hyksos were a form of the pre-dynastic people. The Typhonian Egyptians are what you call the followers of Apep. And they were overthrown by the Ammonites. And so for 100 years, they became back, they had a coup and they overthrew them. So you're talking about a group of Egyptians. You see what I'm saying? Those later on, and so after Amos and them drove them out, they later on became Hebrews, along with the whole Akhenaten thing. If you, we'll get back in for the people that need to understand that. But the point is, after they left Kemet, these Egyptians, they didn't want to identify with pharaonic Egyptians or hieroglyphic Egyptians, so therefore they took world mythology and fashioned it into history. So Solomon never existed. David never existed. You see what I'm saying? These are metaphysical terms. Solomon is Osiris. David is Horus. Jacob is the physical body, which is still a form of Osiris, called the jet pillar. Jacob's ladder, which is the Kabbalah. Abraham is the black sun. So Solomon, Jacob, Abraham, and David, all of those are part of the same physical body. Different aspects of your same physiological structure. Bethlehem is the soul. You see, Bethlehem is the soul. All of these are metaphysical terms that they historicalize, and you thinking they're real damn people. Because these group of black people, and later on they work against us, because now they got a group of white people fronting to be the chosen people. These group of black people are Camites or Egyptians or northern Ethiopians, took the mythology that was in Greece, Rome, Babylonia, Mesopotamia, over in Persia, over in Kemet, over in Ethiopia, over in Yoruba land, in West Africa, in South Africa with Nkulu Kulu, and everybody had the same in India. They took that particular thing and said, we're going to take the mythology and make it a historical people. And that way, by it becoming a historical people, we can say that we are the people of God. And so Paul and them did the same thing with the Jesus thing. We're going to take the mythology of the Christ, which is in all of us. I'm going to make it a historical man, and therefore they can throw people off, and so they become the elite. You see what I'm saying? But even in the doggone book, they tell you that Israel, or excuse me, Egypt, they so-called hate Egypt, the Hebrews. But why the hell is if they hate Egypt, why the hell is Egypt, Mizrahim, a tribe of Israel? Right there alone tell you that we're talking about a mythology thing. So Solomon is basically the Osirian drama. You see, King Solomon, oh yeah, I am black and comely. You see what I'm saying? So Solomon and Osiris is one and the same. Osiris was taken, he was cut into different pieces and thrown over the Nile. Solomon was hit in the head and taken to a different land. Later on become Hiram of Bill out of Solomon's temple. All that's mythology. It has nothing to do with real people. It's all a part of your own soul being separated and scattered all over the earth. And you got to pick up the damn pieces. You see what I'm saying? Osiris was dismembered by Set and taken to a different land. Same as Solomon. A demon took him to a different land. You see what I'm saying? The ring of Solomon, or the circle, or the spear, is the spear of God. The ring of Solomon is the Kundalini energy, or the black dot inside of you. It's the ring of Solomon. It's a circle. And that particular circle has, that Solomon circle, or that ring of Solomon, is also the 12 signs of the damn zodiac. But the 12 signs of the zodiac is inside of you. That's 12 particular parts of consciousness that's inside of you. The 13th part of the consciousness is the dot inside of the circle. So if you take the circle, the ring of Solomon, and you've seen this, the spirit, you'll see the spirit and you'll see the dot. And if you take it and did do it 12 times, you get the zodiac. You see what I'm saying? The dot in the circle is the centerpiece, which is the 13th. Which is Christ in the 12 disciples. You see, 12 seasons of the year, but those particular cycles are different archetypes of consciousness, archetypes of the collective unconsciousness. So you all the time. Somebody say, what sign are you? I said, well, I've mastered that shit. I'm Gemini, I'm all that shit. Because I'm above the damn sign. I'm right here in the motherfucking circle. And how do you get in this circle? Just realize there is a damn circle and you bypass the shit. It's all based on thought. You see what I'm saying? So they say, you know, you're Sagittarius. No, I say, I transcended that shit. I'm all that shit. I might be any of these bastards in any given hour. You see what I'm saying? But I'm not schizophrenic no more. I'm right here in the circle. And that's the Christ. That's the ring of Solomon. So Solomon, in the Hebrew mythology, there's a guy by the name of Rappaport. Just remember that, Rappaport. Get these 3 volumes. You get 3 volumes. You might try to work on getting these. They are worth having. 3 volumes of the Legends of Israel. The Legend of Israel by Rappaport. Rappaport is his last name. Volume 1, 2, and 3. But when you look at this and stuff, this is mythology. And once you take it out of the historical shit and try to tap into the esoteric part, the gates open up. But in there they talk about Solomon. Solomon traps all these demons in his reign, his signet reign. Those demons that he trapped, or these beasts that he trapped, are the signs of the fucking zodiac. But remember, one of the zodiac signs is a fucking man. See what I'm saying? They're talking about 4 beasts, and one of the heads of the beasts is a man. That means that the other doggone beast is inside of him. You get where I'm coming from here? So he traps these beasts with his signet ring, which means he gets on top of the zodiacal powers, because there's 12 titans. There's 12 zodiacs. It's 12 zodiacs. So we're talking about archetypes of elective consciousness. We're talking about 12 different aspects of melanin. Jason and the Argonauts. Was it 12 Argonauts? Yeah, because they take them and put them on a boat. Which is also, the Jason and the Argonauts is also, you will see the netters, the Egyptian netters in the boats. That's not but different aspects of the same damn consciousness, because a circle is also called what? Ark. And ark is the boat. This is the mothership inside of your head. You see what I'm saying? So Jason and the Argonauts is the same story. It's a historical story. It's a physiological story. It's a metaphysical story. Jason and the Argonauts, like I said, go rent the tape, Jason and the Argonauts, and study it. But in that particular tape, remember now, the book, Apollonius, he was the director of the Library of Alexandria, so he literally took a book out of there. But and he translated it into Greek story. But Jason means, look at this, it means Jah, sun. It means July, August, September, October, November. Metaphysical. You see what I'm saying? You see. This is the key to this shit. Now, so Solomon traps these demons in his signet ring. You see what I'm saying? But it means, so Solomon, once he traps these demons work for him. These demons are called Goetia. Now, I gave you a paper the other night, the people that want to get this after the thing. There's 72 demons of Goetia. These are the demons. You call on any of these motherfuckers and tell them, look, I don't want no bullshit happening. This is the power. You really working with some stuff now, and the cracker will run from your ass. This is your power. These demons of Goetia, that's the demons of melody. You got 7 chakras. You got 7 chakras. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 chakras. The 7th chakra being the brow chakra, or the kundalini, or the third eye. With inside of the third eye melanin, there's 72 other chakras. There's 72 Goetic demons, or 72 sons of Ptah. So inside of your third eye is 72 other chakras. Okay? Those 72 other chakras are these seals. Each seal is a chakra. Each seal is a universe. So there's 72 chakras inside of the third eye, which is the ring of Solomon. Those 72 demons, or they called Damians, of Goetia, sits over a legion of 30 to 40 other demons, or army motherfuckers, ready to kick ass. But in the encyclopedia, the word legion means 10,000. So if there's 40 legions, there's 40 times 10,000. So we're talking about a damn army of God inside of you that's ready to kill somebody. And we're talking about at least numbering millions. Tens of millions. You see what I'm saying? Because they might have chakras inside of them. This is what the cracker knows. It's all in the movie Spawn. Go see the movie Spawn. Rent the movie Spawn. He was supposed to get his demons from hell, climb up to heaven's gate and tear down heaven's gate. But the white man come up in there and fool his ass and told him, no, you got to turn to the light. Not the clown, it was another guy. The clown was the legba. The clown was the trickster. The clown was the devil. Telling him, look, man, it's time to get it on. But the white man come up in there and say, no, every so many years we got to come and we got to, you know, a new person got to come and do this thing and turn to the light. So this motherfucker, the effects from his side of getting the damn army of Satan, which was these black shadow figures of melanin, because the word shaitan is another word for melanin, Satan. Satan, melanin, one and the same. It's called the shadow. The shadow of God. Yo, do I work through the shadow of the valley of death. Anyway, he was supposed to get his demons, his legions of 10,000, but the white man came and fooled him, and he turned to a damn light and to start working for the other motherfucking side. The same damn side that killed his ass, whether he know it or not. But anyway, they changed the stuff all around. You see, they were talking about this, so they made a movie to make sure to train you not to turn to yourself. That's why they put out the Star Wars thing against it. Don't turn to the dark side. That's the shadow realm, the melanin realm. Called melancholy, the shadow, the negrito in alchemy. You see what I'm saying? The Saul Niger or the Saul nigger, blackening stage, melanin, the substantia nigra. Don't turn around. The effect from God, which means turn around and look at the mouth of God, which is the medulla oblongata, which is the basis of the spine, and the top of the spine and base of the skull, which is where the melanin is. He's supposed to get the demons, the 72 demons, which each 72 of these mugs got a legion of 40,000, and the 40,000, a legion of, 40, wait a minute. What did I say? A legion of 40 legions. He got 40 legions, and each legion is worth 10,000. And he's supposed to get that, I tap into that and get that, but he changed it, and they fooled his ass. You see what I'm saying? That's what the Goetia is, and this is the breakdown of the melanin and what the actual melanin is. These Damians. You see what I'm saying? Which later on was degenerated into demon. There's a book called Damianic Reality. Damianic Reality. It explains all of this on what this whole daemon thing is. The word Agos Damian is Tahuti, which also equals melanin. There's 72 demons of Goetia having 50 to 60 other demons of melanin, as well as 10,000 legions, because a legion means 10,000. A legion means 10,000, and that's what we're dealing with the whole Solomon thing, which is nothing but Osiris and the energy of Osiris, and the energy of Osiris. This is the Goetia of Solomon the king. But the problem is, you get this and you try to work the magic. See, what's happening is the reason why the government is putting out all this magic shit, because it don't work no more. See, the cycle is gone now. A lot of this magic stuff, other than a few things that you can do, they don't work anymore. That's why I told you, where's that book on? You got it up here. Oh, I got it up here. Yeah, okay, I think I put it in here. That's why. Wait a minute.
It's going to take.
Yeah, here it is. That's why this one is one of the better ones. This book here, The Magician, Studies in Effective Magic by Philip Cooper. Because in here, see, a lot of the magic stuff don't work. That's why they're putting all this shit in that you can go to a regular bookstore and buy all that magic. It don't work now because the cycle, a lot of stuff was for another cycle. That cycle has changed now. Now, the magic is supposed to be mental power, where you're supposed to not do a practical application, but you're supposed to will this shit in the mind. So they putting out all of this type of stuff. So when you go back, you be doing these little rituals and shit, and you ain't getting nothing. The key is just to study this to get an affirmation of what your own powers are. So it's like a case study. So you can look at the text and actually see the power in it. So it's more of a study than it is a practical application. That's why they started letting all that shit out. Don't let them fool you. If this shit was dangerous, the white boy wouldn't let it out. You understand? So the key is to get it into the subconscious, other than the technique. So in the book, I'm gonna read it to you. This book here deals with the subconscious. On page 2, Philip Cooper's book, Magic, A Study in Effective Magic. So you can also use this in the subconscious just for, not just magic as far as trying to blow up something, just for shit that you want to deal with and put energy to it, just whether you're on the job or whatever. Somebody fucking with you, or you want to get another promotion. This magic is supposed to be used for everyday life on that level. So therefore, you use it and you will it, and they got to give it to you. You understand what I'm saying? So he goes into the science and he said, well, let me give you a few exercises at the end just to build a psychic laboratory. So he's not necessarily saying you get into all the ritual and all that stuff. He's saying, we're just giving you these exercises so you can know the power of your own mind. But it says, page 2, the subconscious mind is a powerhouse, which is inside of you. Anytime you enter subconscious, that means melanin. Dreamland. The subconscious mind is a powerhouse. It creates around us all that it believes to be true, according to the instructions we give it. So if you believe that the white man is God, till you get that shit out of your mind, he gonna be God. And your shit gonna be less. Because your subconscious it's a cosmic computer. And it's only gonna deal with what you tell it. So if you don't change your thinking, you don't get it. You get how this shit go. That's how the world is. The melanin is called the shadow, and the shadow is what? A reflection. It's only a reflection of what your conscience gives it. So I told you I bypassed some other damn zodiacs and shit, because I told myself, hey, I'm the shit. You see, that's confidence. You see what I'm coming from? So, the subconscious mind is a powerhouse. It creates you, all around you, what it believes to be true. So whatever it believes to be true, that's what it's going to deal with, according to the instructions you give it. Everything around you and everything that has been attracted to you is like a magnet. It is impossible to stop this creation process. Even when you leave the earth, it will continue, it will carry on creating for you and serving you. So that's why that's what I'm saying about this libation and all that shit. You got to get on top of that, because this is your own subconscious that you're dealing with. And we are at a war to regain our consciousness. They tell you in doom, what do they tell you in doom? The sleeper must awake. The sleeper must awake. He must take the water of life. The water is called your subconscious. It's called the wave, the ocean. That's Leviathan, your subconscious. So even after you leave, it keeps on serving you. For this purpose, to attract to you all what you need. It does not reason. It just accepts instructions that are believed to be in your best interest. Before it will change its created pattern, it has to conceive the new instructions to be valid. This is where the will and the conscious mind comes into picture. And what this means is the white boy is giving you his reality, his computer. And no matter how much you quote it and say that the black man is this and the black woman is this and I'm the goddess this and I'm all that, until you get it out of the subconscious, you still a goddamn slave. You get where I'm coming from here? Because the subconscious does not reason. It only accepts what you've given it. And you might be giving your consciousness, giving it all this shit, but you're giving your subconscious the same old bullshit that you grew up with. Well, let's go and see what he says about that. This is an awesome book, because they got some of these books on this magic stuff. But a lot of these people, they're writing this shit because the X-Files is out. So shit, this new age, man, is hot. So they got to make books to make money. And the Lou Ellen and all these people is telling them, hey, we need people to come in. So they write a whole lot of bullshit. They don't even know what they're talking about. But every now and then you get a person that has studied and he know what the deal is. And he can cut through all this complicated stuff. And that's when the person really knows when he can simplify stuff. So this particular book here is one of the better books out of all that stuff. And at this particular time, it's probably the only one you need on magic because you're trying to deal with the subconscious other than a whole lot of ritual. You see what I'm coming from here? Now, I want to read something to you here. Look, the chapter on the magical mind. Let me see, hold on. The magical mind, page 35. Y'all all right? Yeah. Listen. Okay. Before moving, so he's saying that in actuality, this subconscious has to deal with everything, but what's happening is that somebody done gave you some facts in reality. Now look at this. Before moving to the ultimate power of the subconscious mind, we ought to spend a little time looking at what we call facts. Since your birth, much of what you know has been given to you by someone else. You see, your parents, your teacher, society, television, and so on. You have been given the facts, and your subconscious mind has been acting on these facts ever since. From now on, you must question these facts to say if they are indeed really true, or to see if they, if they are indeed really true, or most important, if they are true for you. Because what's the white man's truth for him and works for him might not be for you. You see, as I have already mentioned, quite widely known that your character is modeled the first 2 years of your life. From then on, you are set in your ways. Do you remember the idea that I have given in chapter 1 on the traditional lines of thinking? And it goes on to say that basically it's all based on all this particular stuff. And here's one: even if you are not a Christian, as I am not, you still have to conform to Christian ideas of dogma. You see, and now millions of laws that prop up the original 10 commandments. And there are still many things that you cannot do on Sunday. And if you go into court, you are expected to swear oath to a Christian Bible. So it goes into saying that this Christian church, like I was saying, all this shit here has got you locked down and fucked up in the mind. And even when we become Afrocentric in consciousness, we just change the damn deities, but we still look at them with a Judeo-Christian and even Islamic view. Because there's also an esoteric Islam, and that shit'll bound down to Allah's bullshit to another form of slavery. Like Dr. Ben said, you jumping from the pot to the goddamn frying pan. Either way, you're going to get burnt anyway. Because there's always the esoteric counterpart. There's Sufism, which is the real shit. And Islam comes from some Persian shit called Ismailianism. You see what I'm saying? You don't know nothing about that because, see, that's the shit that they got up in Princeton that they hide from your ass. But if you go to Barnes and Nobles, or if you can order them and look at the Ernos papers, they call some books put out, edited by Joseph Campbell. They call it Ernos papers. And one of the writers that's dealing with the real Sufism is called Henry Corbin, if you want to get real Sufism. And there's a whole shit on there on Ismailianism, and that's where Islam comes from. It's Ernos papers. Also, the Persian is nothing but Cushite Arabian from Ethiopian Arabia, Cushite and Persia, same black people, and that's your Sufism. Muhammad and shit was just taught the esoteric thing and stuff based on to teach a savage white Arab, you see what I'm saying, by Bilal. So the religion is a Bilalian invention. He didn't know how to read all right, so he didn't know motherfucker whispered in. Even if a person whispered in his ear, he couldn't write the shit down. It was Bilal that wrote the fucking Quran. You see what I'm saying? Wrote the Quran. So we're talking about these facts and this blueprint. So this particular thing here, so the Goetia, you just get this as a case study to understand the seals and the chakras and all that type of thing. Because they also talk about Leviathan. They're going to break the heads of Leviathan in Isaiah. Those heads are these seals. These different seals. And once these seals are broken, you see what I'm saying? 7 major seals. Once they are broken, you see what I'm saying? These Damianic energies, which is the melanin energies, will retake the earth from the cracks of the universe. You see what I'm saying? Will retake the earth and the whole universe and oust this old cycle of gods that's ruling this shit and got us down here at slavery. Because now is the time to come back. Now, in the Oman, yeah. How many people got problems with this stuff? All right.
Praying 5 times a day, though.
All that old bullshit. Praying is begging and keeping you down here. That's slavery. So let's go on. We got a lot to deal with right now. Let me get some of my other stuff right now because I want to